Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's Eddie. I really started to like these lives. Um, as usual, I don't prepare anything. I want them to be as natural as possible. So I hope the kids have all gone to school, that you have some peace in the house, or that things are quieting down. So that's good. What I wanted to talk about today is a an indirect way to connect. Now, as a formal hospital clown, I did that for 10 years. One of the things that we did, or that I did as a hospital clown to connect better, is actually doing nothing when I came into the room. So why is that? Because when you start doing things and when you start talking or coming in like a ta-da way, right? Um, Sometimes you already immediately break the contact. And I see a lot of people that work with kids or love kids, which is good, moving too fast to them, right? They see a kid and say, oh, kuchi, right? You know what I mean? Now, the indirect way is to come in the room and just see what's going on, and even ignore the child for a little bit. And so you can pick up what's interesting in a room, what's there. Now, if you turn that to the real world, you can learn a lot by observing children. Actually, you can learn everything. Now, how does it eat? How does it play? Especially in when you see a child playing, there's a lot in that. And afterwards, you can talk to it about it, right? So to give you a stupid example, my son who's 6, when he doesn't find some of his toys, he starts crying, right? And you look at him and he starts crying and because he doesn't find his tool. Now, when you observe this, there are a few ways to go. You can say, yeah, look better, or go and look better, or come and look better. Or you can observe this crying. What's this crying is like his kind of reaction. Now, you can use that to turn things around. I call him with me, and my thing is, I ask him, okay, why are you crying? I can find my toy. So I let him calm down, and then I'll ask him, so how does the crying help you? Does the crying help you find your toy? Of course, he has to say no. And that's some of the things you can just use by seeing what's going on. When they play, again, how do they play? Do they take the lead? Can't they have their loss? Are they hitting children? Are they rough played? Are they playing rough? All these things is observation. Now, the thing you shouldn't do is call out that behavior as bad, or as in the sense of stop that, or don't do that, or etc. Because then you are correcting and not connecting. When you want to connect, you bring it up and just ask why they do things. And most of the time they can't answer you. They don't know why they are doing things. But then you have a conversation and a connection, and you try to figure out together with them how they can do things in another way. Another thing is when kids don't want to go to bed, which is a common problem. There are a lot of ways to tackle it, from trying to reason to being angry and all these things we've all done. And you have to figure out what's best. So again, here, observe what's going on. Maybe he's playing and is amusing himself and or herself, and they are having fun. And Of course, they don't want to go to bed because it's fun. But what is the exact reason? Is it that or is it something else? And you can find that out just by observing. And then you figure out what to do. You try things, and if if sometimes you have to be angry, yeah, well, then you're angry. That's one of the emotions you have, and it's also one of the emotions that they have. And then you can reverse it around, and when they are angry, you can say, okay, I was angry to that point, so did you like it? How was that for you, etc. So that's the importance of observing. First observe, then react. Just observe. Even let it pass. When they are sometimes angry or when they do something, let it pass. Just observe and come back to it later. Because otherwise, again, you are correcting. And if you correct, there's nothing wrong with correcting, don't get me wrong. But then you have to correct all the time, because children need repetition and they don't think about it. And then you have to say all the time, don't do this, don't do that, don't go there, etc. But if you watch them first, how they do it, why they do it, you don't need to correct. You just go in a conversation with them, or you show them. You can also show them why you do things. And never forget that for children, some things are unlogical, right? Cleaning up your toys, for example, is something unlogical for a child. It's playing, and the things are there. And if you don't discuss it, if you don't give it a valid reason, and a valid reason is not, I like you to clean up, that's not a valid reason for a child. Try to find something that makes sense, that is logical. And I don't like the mess is not a logical explanation for, or a logical motivation for a child to clear up the toys. I'm going to fall over the toys. This is not a logical explanation, because yeah, it doesn't make sense for a child, right? Now, what does make sense is if you can give it a, let's say, if you can give it a reason why it should do it, then you have a totally different conversation. And again, sometimes, well, if you don't have a reason, but you still want to have it done, yeah, well, then you just need to tell your child, now this is what I want, but you will get it back, and you have to accept that you get it back, because at some point the child will say, that's what I want, because you showed him or her, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So observe, especially when they are playing. Observe, especially when they are angry, or when something doesn't work. You can learn a lot of it, how the child thinks, how it gets in, how it stands in the world. It's fascinating. So next time when it plays and it's starting an argument or does something with other children, leave it. Just see what happens. Let them figure it out, and don't correct immediately. Just leave it for a while. Well, that's it for today. Hope it was of value for you. If it is, give me a thumbs up. If it's not, give me a thumbs down, or send me a DM or whatever. And maybe you can even ask me a question. All possible. Okay, that was it for me. Eddie out. See you next time. Bye-bye.